So you're patching things up, kind of fixing up the wagon and all that good stuff. I need anyone who's working on the wagon to go ahead and make another dex check.
Oh god.
Alright. Well,
Pungdo's up to his knees in mud. I mean, I can understand why he's not very useful.
it's true. Every time Bungdo tries to take a step, he just kind of belly flops into the mud. So, yeah, Bungdo is not really able to help out too much this evening, but the other two of you with pretty solid rolls, I'd say you're able to kind of swap out the parts that you've rounded up without much issue. Is there anything else anyone else is doing in the meantime?
I'm looking for edibles
Trogdor attacked.
surrounding
Who's the troll roll?
Oh.
wagons and such.
Okay.
I look in the surrounding wagons for anything that looks like it could be useful. Loot
Okay.
or otherwise.
Alright, so both of you go ahead and make investigation checks.
Woo!
Once again, Trogdor can roll and I cannot.
My dice are weighted.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking around, kind of rifling through what you can find. It definitely seems like the wagons here, you know, carts and such, everything is considerably more picked over than things were, you know, yesterday down the road. But you are still able to, you know, come away with maybe a couple more days worth of. It's really about it.
It's a couple days of food, like rations.
Yeah, basically.
Food, water, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any mead.
Did you say mead?
Yeah.
You're getting up toward the north. Yeah, there might be a little bit of mead stashed away in a few of those wagons.
Share whatever I find with everyone.
I mean, I'm storing it for if we need to do something. I figure it's good to have it.
We have like
We need to-
500 starfruit.
Yeah, but if we're under a siege,
Yeah.
we might need, I don't know, water.
Okay. So, anything else before turning in for the night?
We left that other pot with Togar's parents, right?
Oh, the other alchemy jug?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we do always have that. We can produce 8 gallons of water or something.
Yeah. 8 a day.
That's more than enough for us.
If things really got desperate, you could just survive off mayonnaise.
But that's an instrument.
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Told you. 18.
That's
Yeah.
not, it's not 21 or 22 or whatever you said.
19. It's pretty close.
Anyway.
I counted Eric's dice.
Gotcha.
Eating instruments 1 gallon at a time.
God.
All right. But yeah, anything else?
No, I say we
So we're
push
still
it.
in the wagon, and I still have my little box, right?
Yeah.
I fortified your box. I put a door on it for you. Like a hinge door.
Well, I'm going to go in there as we turn in for the night and consume the remainder of my black grass inside the box.
Oh,
Oh god. Does
not
he
inviting
die from choking? Too much smoke?
He's a gnome, and he's conditioned his lungs for this over the years.
Literally
I mean,
hotboxing
do you
a
have any
box.
oxygen left in that room?
I mean,
No.
I
but-
can roll a Constitution check.
I'd say it's probably not an entirely
Bam.
airtight box anyway.
No, I mean, I
I
put
told
like
you,
a flap. a door
Bungo
with a
has
flap on
prepared
it.
for this.
It's literally just I grabbed a hinge and grabbed like the side of a cart and put it on the hinge, and it just kind of is sitting there uneven off, just something so he has a little privacy.
So almost like a tub of water into which a quantity of dry ice has been dropped.
It's just leaking.
Yeah, you could just see the smoke pouring out from around the seams. But
And by the way, Bungo doesn't tell anyone he's doing this, so you just kind of know.
You thick fog.
Can I do a perception check to see if I notice this?
it's
No,
not
this is-
hard. You're in a vehicle. He's basically hotboxing inside of a hotbox.
All right. How big is the crate? Is there enough room for me to squeeze in there too?
It would certainly be cozy.
So Bungdo has privacy
It would
and
be
no
a
one else
hot
does.
box. I mean, you can build yourself a crate. I think there's enough room for Togar. Since he's a dwarf, we can occupy the same space because we're small people.
Dwarves aren't small;
Well, yeah.
they're medium.
Technically, we're...
Crate's big enough he can fit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
I open it and I go, move over, I'm coming in. And I come in there and join him.
Well, you better bring your bloody black grass.
Of course, of course.
Yes.
BYOB.
Sadie can come too.
Bring your own black grass.
Yep.
Oh boy.
All right. So yeah, Togar lets himself in, and it's kind of this awkward position of like, it's like two friends trying to share a twin bed.
That's fine. I mean,
If we spoon, there'll be more space.
oddly enough, the two of us have shared a twin bed almost this entire adventure.
It's actually very true.
So,
We're basically brothers. We're
Yeah.
half brothers.
well, we're small enough that we can occupy a twin bed together. So,
Togar's the little spoon.
I'm a lot bigger than he is, actually.
Doesn't mean you get to be the big spoon.
That's fine.
It means you're the one getting laid on. He's cuddling against you.
So anyway, hotboxception happens. Anything else?
Just keeping
Would seem
watch.
not. Okay. I'm just. Are you letting your steed do that, or are you actually like staying up and intentionally keeping watch yourself?
Both if it's daytime. Otherwise, just
Okay. So probably like before the group is ready to call it a night. You know, maybe you're keeping an eye out as the sun is going down, but afterward.
While we're traveling this time, can I work on making healing potions?
You can.
Okay.
You can make healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you specifically?
Yeah.
Kit.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I have proficiency in it.
Mm.
It's what, 50 gold
like that.
I believe so.
That was a perception check for my steed at nighttime.
Duly noted. Okay. Yeah, anyone else who is either keeping watch or sending a familiar steed, what have you, go ahead and make whatever applicable checks there are.
Um,
Okay. So, as Trogdor kind of makes his way back into the wagon and settles in, the last ones to kind of turn in for the evening. Leaves the dragon and the raven to kind of keep an eye out over the camp. And let's see here. All right. So Lilith, partway through the night, your familiar wakes you up and conveys to you that there are a couple of humanoids, seemingly not the undead type that you've been seeing, but possibly still alive, kind of skulking about around the roadside, digging through wagons and carts and such.
Are we stopped right now? Or are we still going through the night?
or stop for the night. Give
Yeah.
Bungdo some rest.
Oh yeah. Okay, who's night? I'll wake up whoever's next to me.
I mean,
Probably mine.
Probably everyone's next to you. I mean, this isn't that.
Like, okay, probably Maya. I'll wake up and point it out. Do they look? How do they look?
Like they're trying to be sneaky about things.
Okay, like
of-
they're a threat or?
Nothing outright says threat. I mean, I guess I'll have you go ahead and make an insight check.
Can I see them?
It's dark. I mean, you can poke your head out and see what you see.
I mean, isn't it dark for them too?
You don't know.
Like, are they carrying torches?
They do not seem to be carrying torches. And that much I'm sure Lilith would be able to convey to you. Alright, so Lilith, you get the impression that these people are probably just doing their best to scavenge and find whatever resources they can get their hands on. Doesn't really seem like an offensive maneuver in the middle of right now.
Okay, so I won't say anything to them, but I just get out and like stand near the entrance of the cart, so that like when they go over there, they'll see me.
Okay.
I would like to
They
talk
can
to them if
scavenge the cart,
possible.
that's fine.
Now, what was that, Laura?
I don't care if they look through the other carts. I just want them to go in mine.
Alright. So yeah. Seemingly, unbeknownst to them, you watch as these two figures systematically make their way down the road towards you, one cart at a time. Eventually, kind of making their way towards yours, sort of from the side, to the point that they're not able to see you immediately as they approach. But you having your extra set of eyes and all that. Easy enough to just know when one of them's about to come around. And come around the corner he does. And standing in front of you, you see a kind of taller, lanky figure. Hard to really make much out as, I mean, probably a guy. But beyond that, hard to make much out. Clothed in dark blacks and blues, cloth over the face so as to feel identity. And just sort of stops in his tracks. Just looked at you. Seemingly confused, worried.
Can I say, hi? Can I just ask you a couple of questions? We're not gonna harm you.
Certainly seems uneasy about the thing, but you do hear him say in a hushed voice, "What is it?"
Can you tell us the situation in Drake's Landing?
I've not wanted to go back there for quite some time, so I couldn't really tell you. Are you not from around here? How would you... He just seems kind of perplexed.
We just returned from a long journey off this continent, and we're surprised at how different everything was.
And do yourselves a favor.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. Can you at least tell me what the situation was the last time you were there?
These creatures came flooding into town. I'm not sure what they were exactly, but they began just overwhelming the entire place. Would kill townsfolk, and those folk would get back up and join with the attackers, and well, I ran. We ran. That's the only reason we're still alive.
Okay. Well, do you know what direction they came from, or what direction they left?
Well, as far as I know, they're still there, but they seem to have come from the north.
Okay. Is there
Beyond the
anyone...
wall.
What?
No, sorry, go.
Is there anyone left in Drake's Landing?
I don't know. I left as soon as I saw this thing happen.
Okay.
You haven't heard news of if anyone's still there? Has anyone come from there?
There were a few here and there. That's how our group came together, but it's not as if we have up to date news. Most of those in our group have just been driven out, same as me, and we just happen across each other, and well, you find something that's not trying to kill you, might be wise to ally yourselves.
Is there anything else you think important for us to know before we head into town?
Well, some of the creatures have worms, and well, do best to stay away from those. And some of the others can... It seems they just kill people by looking at them.
And these creatures are black, correct?
Yes.
Did there seem to be a lot of those?
Not as many as the me once.
Still a significant amount.
Oh. Drastically fewer.
Okay. Well, that's a piece of good news at least. Okay. Is the last time you were there, is the town in relatively decent shape? Like it's not all burned down?
Yes, they didn't come in like an invading army. They simply killed everyone that they saw and, well, converted them, or whatever you'd call that. And uh, from what I can see, there haven't been any large fires in the area, so I would assume things are somewhat intact.
Okay. Well, thank you for your information. I'll turn to Lilith and see if she has any other things she wants to add.
No, I'm good.
Alright. And he just kind of starts to kind of circumnavigate the wagon and continue making his way down the road, gesturing for his companion to follow suit. And they seem to keep going, not wanting any part of any kind of confrontation with you. So they continue on out of sight. And once again, you're left with the thunder and rain as you turn back in for the rest of your night's sleep.
Has it
So
been
you-
raining for like 2 days?
It's been raining since you got back.
Jeez.
We've been traveling for 2 days. Right.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep track of my hours for healing potions.
Yeah. Okay. So, you all wake up, having benefited from a long rest. What's next?
How far are we from Drake's Landing?
Best guess is you're not more than 2 days, probably closer to.
We would have told them what happened during the night too.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
we wouldn't tell them at night, but in the morning we would tell them.
Right.
Refreshing music in the morning.
I tell you that you should be quiet so we don't draw attention to ourselves.
At this point, you see me flailing my arm around, and I end up just whacking Trogdor in the snout with my hand. Like trying to whack an alarm.
Bungdo emerges from his box looking quite zombie-like. Not sure what year it is.
Might it?
What?
Okay. So, anything you'd like to do before continuing on the road?
I want to discuss our, how we're going to go into the city, because I feel like coming in with a wagon will announce our presence to things that we don't want to announce our presence to.
Well, I mean, we could get to the outskirts of the city, park this on the side of the road, and then walk in and find a house open, and go and take care of it there. Like, take that as
We
our
could have
base.
Raven fly in.
That could be.
You could fly in as a bird.
I can't yet. It's up late.
Oh,
Maybe we'll reach level 8 by the time we get there. We haven't leveled up in a while.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
It's a milestone.
I don't know.
But, yeah. Establish a base of operations and then move forward.
Yeah, I say we go ditch the cart for something a little bigger, but keep it somewhere so we can have it as like a fallback plan if we need to.
I think we should keep the cart too. We can buy and sell shit from.
That's what I'm saying. I want
In the future, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Jesus, not now.
Okay, yeah, that's all I'm saying is park it off to the side so we, it doesn't get destroyed or anything. And then we'll come back for it when we're done. If we can come back from it.
I'm all for just running up to the main gate and killing everything in the way.
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's go.
Well,
I'll be the bait.
when we talk to people, there are several Bodaks. Last time we faced a Bodak, it didn't go well.
The last time we faced it got shit on pretty hard, actually.
Well,
Okay, that was due
But-
to a certain someone's massive attacks.
yeah.
but several at once.
No, several at once were kind of fucked, but yeah.
Exactly.
Hence the reason why I will be the bait.
Yeah, well, I guess we could let the tank.
I lure things out, you guys ambush.
Well, I'd rather wait as long as we can.
I'm particularly invested in Bungdo, and I would prefer not to die. If there are multiple Bodaks, I say we stealth it.
Yeah, we can stealthily pick them off as many as we can at least.
We're not going to be stealthy, not with his armor.
Unless he rolls an at 20.
But we
And after
could
all-
leave him with the cart. And if we have issues, we just run to the cart. Or leave him in the building.
Use me as a bait.
Well, we need to get you out of the rain so that you don't fucking rust. Because then you can't move and you'll literally be a statue. Actually, better yet, let's keep you out here. You kind of smell a little.
I mean, I think we will need his help.
We will. Maybe I can help him be a little stealthy.
Well, let's go forward and see what we see.
Sure.
Okay. Travel onward to the beginning of the city.
Okay. So, You travel for better part of your normal 8-hour travel day, and by the end of it, you are just outside the sort of clearing around Drake's Landing. You can sort of stop and set up camp just out of view of the city walls. You could feasibly push forward and attempt to gain a foothold in the city before night falls. What would you like to do?
If we can make it before nightfall, I say we should push on.
Alright,
Better-
so... What was that?
Agreed.
Just for the sake of kind of sizing things up and evaluating your position, everybody go ahead and make a perception check.
I bet it's like a 6. Oh, double that. I think that's the highest roll I've rolled tonight.
Okay. So, looking around, Bungdo and Togar in particular are able to make out a number of things about the city and particularly this immediate area leading up to the walls. As you're kind of looking on from your somewhat hidden vantage point, you can see sort of wandering around the snow-dusted plains now. See the precipitation in the air has kind of changed over the last few hours from that of heavy rain to slow but consistent snowfall. You see a number of undead creatures just shambling about, stiffly, nearly frozen, but still able to continue. You see a great number of the kind of zombie-like creatures that you fought in the... No Bodax, at least you can see from this point. But there are piles upon piles of wreckage and kind of dotting the landscape. There are a handful of look like large bonfires that have been set up. And it seems someone's been fueling them. None of them seem anywhere near at risk of coming out. The walls themselves are largely intact, though most of the gates kind of hang open, some of them actually having been removed entirely and lying flat on the road. And you see between the open gates the dark, still, quiet outline of southern Drake's Landing. Not a single light to be seen, but what looks like a large bonfire burning in the middle of whatever district it is that you're looking into. From a tactical standpoint, it would certainly be a challenge to make your way through this open terrain and the wandering mobs of undead.
Are they paying us any notice?
Well, where you are right now, you're kind of hidden away outside of that general area. You're kind of taking a look from a distance. If you'd like to move up, you
I'm good for now.
can. Trogdor, you are using Divine Sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. While you're not at this point close enough to register any of the things that you see shambling about radius, there is just a general sense of corruption and undeath, just unnatural, evil presence in the direction of the city.
Does the land that I'm currently on seem like desecrated or anything?
Not the land that you're currently on, 60 feet of it.
Okay. Preparing for battle. My mace reacting to any of this? Kind of like that battlefield where it was glowing?
Not at this point, no.
Okay.
I
How
feel
many-
like
Oh, God.
I feel like we will have to abandon the cart very soon.
How many undead are between us and the gate?
You mean, like, how many would you have to go through, particularly, to make it there, or
Yeah.
how many do you see?
Like, how
Just-
many would we hypothetically have to go through?
Depending on how stealthy you were, I mean, probably be able to avoid the majority of them at least, but likely have to take out half a dozen or so.
Oh, jeez.
So baseline 6, which is already a fair amount.
We should be able to do it.
That is, of course, assuming that you stopped and fought all of them rather than, just running through and dealing with the.
Oh, no, I'm not. We're going to stop and fight them. I'm not going to sprint through 6 of them.
Okay.
In fact, I would like to clear a path for all of us.
All right. Well, possible objectives are, of course, the, hanging open gates there. I mean, it is also worth noting that there's a large port district to Drake's Landing, but that would involve somehow securing some sort of seafaring vessel to make your way around, and hoping there's nothing to encounter around that.
Well, we came up from the south the first time, right?
Yeah, the first time you came in by boat from Perrin.
That's right.
That's why I'm reminding you of that, presence as well.
Any places down, like, on the wall that we can see that look like they might have any sort of way up?
I would say with your check, you would notice that there are not really intentionally designed places like that, but there are some piles of rubble and debris that, while they certainly wouldn't work as like a ramp to make it all the way up to the top of the wall, they'd certainly cut down the distance you'd have to climb.
Do I
Climb up and
see?
secure a rope.
Do I see any like undead on the way there? Like,
It's-
are they undead like mainly clustered around the front gate, or are they just kind of
No,
wandering?
they're wandering. They're kind of dispersed among the open plains that surround the wall.
You cut out.
Drake's Landing.
Ah,
Yeah, that.
Bungdo starts heading that way.
For a
Let's
pile
see.
of rubble.
Yes.
Okay. To clarify, are you in Bungdo form?
Um.
Well, if you've been traveling and pulling the thing for that long, we have to.
You cut out, Eric.
If you've been pulling a wagon for that long, you probably have to be in Bungdo form unless you're taking a rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm following Bungdo.
Okay.
How close is the top of the wall to like where we are standing in the rubble?
So top of the wall to ground level. Is that what you're saying, or did you say the rubble?
To like from the rubble, top of the rubble to the top of the wall.
That would probably be 10 to 12 feet. See if you make it up to the rubble undetected first, shall we?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, hell, I
Uh,
get within 30 feet of the top of the wall. I say, Bungdo, give me a rope. Do you have a rope, Bungdo?
I'm looking.
Yeah, okay.
Don't
yeah,
believe so.
the two of you do seem to slip by undetected.
I'll look around. Do I see a rope?
Make an investigation check. Yeah, you find a rope. You find plenty of rope.
All right. I find a real sturdy one that I think would hold Trogdor.
Nice.
Which I'm pretty sure I have like 50 feet of hempen rope.
Okay, so you find off at the base of the wall, not more than 20 feet from the pile of rubble where you're kind of setting yourself up, a large spool of thick braided rope that looks as though it's made for perhaps tying off mid-sized seafaring vessels and things like that. I mean, it's pretty hardy stuff.
I said, Bungdo, we should take some of this.
Yeah, I take as much as I can carry.
Well, open your bag of holding. We'll just spool it out into the bag of holding.
Oh my god.
Yeah? Yeah?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Jesus fucking Christ. There's so much rope in there. I can't believe you're roping me into this. And then I open the bag.
Do you know how much this stuff costs? This stuff is expensive.
We're no longer merchants. We're salvagers.
Yep.
Bastion pickers.
So, for the record, how much are you trying to put in the bag of holding?
Until it stops.
Okay.
I mean,
So how much stuff is currently in that bag?
oh god, that's a lot of rope.
Wow, the stars.
Weight wise?
Weight-wise.
I'm looking. Looks like just a second.
We could always dump some starfruit to mine.
About 50 pounds?
Okay.
Maybe, probably 60 because I have 10 feet of steel wire, but I don't know what weight it is.
Okay. That's fine. So, let's see here. All right. So if you want, you could fit over 500 feet of this thick, heavy-duty rope in the bag of holding.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep unrolling it and helping him shove it in until it stops
Wait.
going in.
Is it possible to put the entire thing in? Or is that like...
No, the spool is far too large for that.
Okay, we have other bags of holding.
Yeah, we could dump the starfruit out and just have this bag of holding.
No!
What?
We have to keep the starfruit.
No, I'm saying dump it out into the other one.
Hmm.
And then we could literally have a bag of rope holding. Can I, like, squeeze my hand in the bag of holding next to the rope?
I suppose.
I'm gonna think of a starfruit. Can I pull the starfruit out while the rope is still, like, hanging out of the bag?
Yeah, you can.
Or did I pull a 404 error out of the bag?
No, you're able to pull it out.
Alright, I'll say, okay, and I'll stick it back in, and I'll run back. I'm gonna run back to Maya. I'll say, I'll be right back. And I'll run back and, come back and ask, hey Maya.
Yeah.
So Bungdo and I found this super awesome length of rope that we're gonna take, but it's heavy. So we have to borrow the bag of holding to put some, like, 50-ish pounds of starfruit in. And I'll bring it right back, but we gotta put that in there so that we can fit the rest of this rope in here.
Okay.
So is this basically mooring rope?
Basically, yeah.
Do you need another stealth check from me for going back?
I would say yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. So, we'll I'll run back and we can, like, basically scoop all the starfruit out, and put it in Maya's bag of holding. Can it hold 50 pounds of starfruit?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll do that, and then I'll just keep feeding the rope in until it gets to the point where we can't, like, feed anything else, and I'll just cut it.
All right, so this is going to be entirely dedicated to rope.
Yep.
Okay.
I have plans for this, though.
Close a
all right.
rope.
So altogether, you have 625 feet of rope.
Jeez.
500 mine and 625 in his, or 500 mine and 125 in his?
No, we took that bag of holding is literally all rope.
Oh, mine.
Yes, we took the starfruit and put it in Maya's.
How much starfruit do I have now?
It was 50 pounds of it.
Okay. I can calculate it. I have how much pounds it is.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I don't remember. I think we calculated it before. It was something stupid.
It was in the hundreds.
Yeah. So, and I say, here, trade me, and I'll offer Bungdo the other bag of holding. I'll say, trade me, I'm gonna go up there, and I'll tie some rope off, and drop it down.
Alright.
So, I'll swap him, just take the bag of holding, and I'm going to Misty Step up to the top of the wall.
Okay.
What's the distance on Misty Step?
30 feet.
Okay.
I do the same thing with my dragon.
Okay.
So you're gonna go up to the wall then?
Wait. No, you're not with us yet.
Oh, we didn't all go up?
No, we.
No,
it
you
was just me
didn't
and
all roll
Bungo.
stealth checks.
Yeah,
we
no.
just
Only the people who
stealthed.
rolled stealth checks snuck up to the wall.
Oh, okay.
And then I snuck back, grabbed the other bag of holding, and snuck back to the wall. So anyway, I get up there, and I'm gonna take the end of the rope out of the bag of holding, and I'm going to tie it off on like one of the whatever support or whatever I can find up there. Something really sturdy though.
Okay.
And,
Go ahead and make a dex check for me.
okay.
We have 328 starfruit.
Starfruit and rope.
We need to eat that before they go bad.
Mark it off on me, Kex, and Steed are eating probably 20 a day combined.
Alright, so yeah, you tie a nice tight knot, no problem. And, yeah, do your thing.
I'll grab the bag of holding with the rope still kind of hanging out of it, and I'll look over and kind of nod to Bungdo and gesture like I'm going to throw it to him, and I'll kind of throw it down and let him catch it with the rope kind of. I would assume the rope's still coming out as I throw the bag.
Yep.
Cool. And I'll just kind of motion for him to put it at the bottom of the, put the bag at the bottom of the, like the wall. And give him a thumbs up. And then I'll turn around and see what I can see.
Okay, make a perception check. Alright. Looking out from here, you can see you're kind of overlooking a residential district. And there is a pretty good amount of movement that you can pick out even from here. And it just seems like masses upon masses of these shambling, undead, worm-infested things that you woods. They're so kind of in a central kind of town square looking area. Seems central to at least this district. There is a large bonfire that's burning and casting all sorts of unnatural shadows as these undead shamble around. And you notice that kind of among the predominantly zombie masses walking around are some other hooded humanoid figures.
Do they look familiar?
Some of them do have a kind of hunched posture to them. Others just seem to be humanoids, normal, living, breathing humanoids.
Okay, I'll just kind of wait until Bungdo gets up.
Yeah, Bungdo cuts the rope and then gets the bag of holding and goes up top.
Okay. And you climb up. I'll say that's probably too much of an issue, given you were all doing pretty well on stealth. So, Bungdo makes it up to the top of the wall. So we have two people on the wall.
And I'll tell Bungdo what I saw. Just kind of whisper it to him.
Bungdo wants to see too. He cannot.
He
Am I able
cannot.
to see them climb up the wall from where we're at?
Make a perception check. And this would be a disadvantage too. Not that it matters. No, you cannot. You lost them somewhere along the way to the city wall.
Oh boy. Alright.
Is it? I guess logical that Bungdo would be able to like kind of summon the flame and then unsummon it. Not
Like
necessarily
for produce flame
rapidly,
kind of
but
thing?
yeah, just kind of like flash it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Bungdo flashes it twice.
Okay. I would say that's at least enough to kind of lower the DC. And yeah, Trogdor, you think you can at least pick out a couple little flashes of light up near the top of the. I mean, you can't necessarily make out the forms of Togar or Bungdo, but they probably pointed out at least which pile of rubble they were going to climb up. Just looking there, you can see that distance occurring.
I'm on
Is
top
it
of my
dark?
mountain.
It's getting dark, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we did make it to the city before nightfall, and now we just have to deal with the entire fucking crowd of enemies at night.
On my steed walking forward.
How wide is the platform up top? Like, how wide is the wall?
The wall itself is probably about 15 feet deep,
Oh, okay.
or at least the like the battlements up top there. The traversable area at the top of the wall is probably about 15 feet.
Oh, okay, so it's pretty comfortable to be up here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Trogdor, upon his glistening platinum drake steed, begins to make his way toward the walls of Drake's Landing. What's everyone else doing?
I have no idea what to do. I look towards Lilith.
And is either being quiet or muted. Probably muted.
Rip.
Yes, muted. I also said that I don't know what to do. I'm also very sleepy.
I guess I'll stealth forward to go on top of the wall.
Okay.
I'll just turn into a raven and go onto the wall.
Okay. Nice.
Wielding my shield and mace, praying to Bahamut.
No one notices the big ass dragon carrying the big ass dragon man. All right. So, question for Maya.
Answer for Eric.
Are you keeping your distance from Trogdor, or are you trying to stealthily kind of remain by him?
Oh, I am staying away from Trogdor. I know for a fact that he is terrible at stealthing.
Okay. All right. So then, that being the case,
I feel like it's fair for me to realize that.
yeah, no, that's pretty fair.
I just think of like a cartoon and my steed just tiptoeing as slow as possible, and every time I say Like the floor is creaking.
Somehow the ground itself is creaking like a wooden beneath you. um, all right. So as the two of you who are kind of traversing the ground to make it up to the wall, kind of get right into the thick of this open area around the city. Trogdor, you notice that you're catching some eyes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets. Yellow eyes turn and fix themselves on you as you see these practically falling apart undead shapes begin to turn and sprint in your direction.
Do I see this? I was kind of trying to keep my eye out.
I'd say it's not unreasonable, but go ahead and make a perception check. Just yeah, you see it.
You literally haven't rolled lower than a 20 in like 7 turns.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
As soon as it's
I mean, look at his modifiers. Like,
yeah. How did you
9,
get
8,
such good modifiers?
rogues?
Yeah, rogue.
Christ.
So I'm gonna just kind of grab the rope and I'll say, Bungdo, Trogdor's in trouble, and I'll slide down and kind of try to slide down the rope safely. Get to the bottom.
How high is the wall?
All told, the wall is probably in the 30 to 35 foot range.
Okay. Do I see any like shambling shapes on the wall?
Make a perception check. No.
I'm gonna go down the rope.
Okay. All right, so the two of you start heading down the road. In the meantime, Maya, as you are kind of keeping your distance, noticing these figures as they are noticing Trogdor, you do hear another kind of bubbling, gurgling sound as another nearby undead seems to have turned its eyes toward you. And almost in lockstep with the 5 that are charging on Trog, see this one begin bearing down on you.
Are they on all sides of me? Or just like one?
Pretty much all sides.
Okay.
You are on the mouth, though.
Yeah.
Do I see Togar and Bungdo running towards...
Bungdo is not running. He's simply at the bottom of the rope.
Do I see them coming to Trogdor's aid, seemingly?
Make a perception check.
It's gonna be terrible. Oh! A nat
Terrible.
19.
You can, in fact, see what they are doing. You can see Bungdo down at the wall, and you can see Togar beginning to make his way toward the party again.
How many things are near me?
Near you, or like converging on you?
Wasn't only one converging on me?
Yes.
Yeah, so near me.
Probably like 3 within 30 or 40 feet.
I'm still gonna head towards the wall. Well, okay. Where is the wall in relation to me, in relation to Trogdor?
Okay, since Trogdor kind of struck out first, he is a little bit ahead of you and therefore closer to the wall. I'd say you're probably off to one side, call it your right, and behind him by a good 15-20 feet.
Okay.
I-
So I'm gonna keep heading towards Trogdor.
Before we get into combat, can I use a bonus action?
I feel like we're not gonna get into combat tonight.
Yeah, you are not going to get into combat because that's where we're going to pick it up next time. But what bonus action would you like to do? Okay. So take note of that and remind me when we start next time. All right?
Alright.